Hey, welcome. Look, every single day, we are absolutely swimming in a sea of media. It's on our phones, our TVs, in our feeds. It's just everywhere. But how often do we really stop and think about how it all works? Well, today, we're going to pull back that curtain. Think of this as your user's guide to everything you watch, read, and share. So let's dive in.
You know that feeling, right? You see a headline, a video, a meme, and you get this instant gut reaction. But have you ever had that little voice in the back of your head ask, wait, what's really going on here? It's a question I think we've all asked, and trust me, the answer is way more interesting than you might think.
See, it's easy to think of communication as just information, like a fact being beamed from a TV station straight into our brains. But that's not it at all. It's actually a living, dynamic process. It's a journey that starts way before a message ever hits your screen, and it keeps evolving long after you've scrolled past it. The amazing media theorist Stuart Hall really nailed this. He described communication as a structure of connected moments. Think of it like a chain. First, the moment it's made, then how it gets out into the world, then how we consume it, and finally, how we give it new life and meaning. And here's the key. The meaning isn't just in one place. It's created across that entire chain. So let's start at the very beginning of that chain, the source. We're going to look at the moment a message is actually built, a process that media scholars call encoding. Think about it. Nothing you see in the media just magically appears, right? Every news report, every movie, every ad is intentionally put together. It's constructed by big institutions, news organizations, movie studios, to get a specific reaction, to make us feel or think a certain way.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. Messages are almost always working on two levels. Just picture a slick car ad. The overt or obvious meaning is right there. Hey, buy this fast, cool-looking car. But the covert or hidden meaning is what's really being sold. Owning this car is going to make you powerful, free, and super attractive. That's the real sales pitch. So where do these hidden meanings even come from? Well, they usually come from something called ideology. The best way to think about ideology is like a pair of invisible glasses that the media creators and, well, all of us are wearing. It's a shared set of ideas about what's normal, what's important, and who's in charge. And it's so powerful because it usually goes completely unsaid.
And this brings us to a really crucial point. Media doesn't just show us reality as it is. It gives us representations of reality. And these representations can be so powerful that they make one specific point of view feel totally natural, like it's the only way things are. This is a huge part of how social identities get built, and yeah, it's also how harmful stereotypes can get so baked into our culture.
All right, so the message has been encoded, it's been sent out into the world. Now let's get to the next stage in the journey, how we can actually break down the message, or the text itself. To do that, we're going to need a special tool called semiotics. I know, it sounds super academic, but it's really just the study of signs. Think of it like learning the basic grammar of media. And I'm telling you, once you start to see it, you will see it everywhere. Okay, so at the heart of semiotics are two simple parts. You've got the signifier, that's the thing itself. The word, the image, the sound. In this case, it's a picture of a red rose. Then you have the signified. That's the concept or idea that pops into your head. For most of us, that's love, romance, or passion.
You put the signifier and the signified together and bam, you get a sign. The image of the rose plus the idea of love creates the complete sign. All media, everything you see, is built out of thousands and thousands of these signs, all working together to create a bigger, more complex meaning. But wait, how do we all know what these signs mean? We learn through codes and conventions. These are basically the unwritten rules of our culture. We just know that when we hear that creepy music in a horror movie, something bad is about to happen. Nobody teaches us this stuff in a class. We just pick it up by living in our society. Now, not all media uses these rules in the same way. A closed text, like a stoplight, is designed to be super clear, to give you one and only one meaning. Red means stop. But an open text, like a really complex movie or a piece of abstract art, is totally different. It's built to invite all sorts of different interpretations from all sorts of different people.
This is kind of similar to the idea of a readerly versus a producerly text. A readerly text is easy. It's like a simple sitcom. It does most of the heavy lifting for you. A producerly text, though, think of a challenging documentary or a David Lynch movie, makes you work for it. It demands that you get in there and actively participate in figuring it out. You basically become a co-creator of the media. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, and honestly, it might be the most important one. The message is out there, and now it reaches you. This is the act of decoding. This part is so critical. You are not just a passive sponge, okay? You're not just soaking up whatever the media throws at you. You are an active participant in this whole thing. Decoding is the process where you unpack the message and make your own sense of it, and you are never, ever doing it in a vacuum.
And how you do that is completely unique to you. Your own life experiences, your cultural background, the beliefs you already hold, all of it shapes the meaning you pull from a message. This is exactly why two people can watch the very same news report and walk away with two totally different takeaways. Okay, so we followed the journey of a message from the person who made it all the way to you. For our last part here, let's zoom all the way out and look at the biggest picture of all. What's the fundamental role of media in our society? Turns out there are a few major theories on this. This chart gives us a pretty good flyby of the main ideas. You've got the authoritarian model, where media's main job is to support the government. Then there's the free press model, which sees media as this open marketplace where all ideas compete. Social responsibility theory says media has a duty to the public that goes beyond just making money. Then you have developmental theory, which sees media as a tool for nation building. And finally, the democratic participant model, which is all about citizen-led media, where we are the creators. Each one is a different lens for what we think media should be.
So there you have it. From encoding to decoding, from science to society, you now have a basic toolkit for really looking at the media that surrounds you. So the next time you're scrolling or watching, try to see the machinery working behind the scenes. Ask yourself, who made this and why? What codes are they using? And most importantly, how am I, with my own unique background, making sense of it? Because the real story is always bigger than what's on the screen.